We can take him.
It's a long way.
Toss me.
What?
I cannot jump the distance. You'll have to toss me. Don't tell the elf.
Not a word.
Welcome to the Mad Max Minute. Certainty of death? Small chance of success? What are we waiting for? This is Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, 1 minute at a time. I'm Rick.
And I'm Julia.
And today we're talking about minute 90, which begins with Aunty shouting for Blackfinger to disconnect the caboose, and it ends with Ironbar trying to pull Master away from the children. Wrapping up this week with us, ready to answer the lit beacons of Minas Tirith, are Cassandra, Fredrickson, and Norman Minchell from the Lord of the Rings Minute.
Hello.
Well, you do need people of expertise on this mission quest thing.
Have you guys appreciated my little intros this week?
Yes, every single time.
For sure.
I went with a theme.
I don't know how you come up with them. Every week, they're funny.
You want to know my secret? I had 3 tabs open. One for Fellowship, one for Two Towers, and one for Return of the King with the quotes page open. And I was just scrubbing through, trying to find applicable ones.
And you quoted... See, what did you do on Monday?
Fellowship,
what was the quote on Monday? It was Boromir, and then and then Wednesday was Saruman, and today is Gimli.
Too fun. We might as well get into this minute at hand. I delightfully mentioned off mic, and I really probably should have saved it for being on mic, that this is the second time that we've had you on for minute 90 of a movie. This time around, we are not 5 minutes away from wrapping up the entire thing, though. We actually still have about 15, 17 minutes left to go of actual movie, so we're not sticking you right here at the end. But we start off this minute with Savannah helping Skyfish get onto the engine as Aunty shouts down at Blackfinger to pull the pin. Pull the pin.
This poor guy is trying to hold the train together.
This is such a strange situation. So obviously, you've got to get people off of the caboose onto the engine to get them away from the bad people, and Savannah's doing a really good job of helping people. I find it a little weird that Master is the most important person that they're trying to keep everybody away from, and yet he's the last one to go from the caboose to the engine. And it's probably because he's like old, and he's like, no, I'm old, let the children go first. I'm a kindly old man who abuses my simple-minded helper, son, adopted person.
Well, from Savannah's point of view, is Master the most important person here?
Yeah, I don't think these kids understand that these folks are chasing them specifically to get to Master.
No, they're just scared kids, so they're just trying to get away.
Yeah.
Right. And Savannah, I think it's pretty reasonable that she would prioritize her own family above this stranger who has caused them nothing but grief.
The only inkling they have that these aggressors are going after Master specifically is when they first burst through that window and the guard went straight for Master. It was that whole thing where Eddie was like, they've got the man.
Yeah, and he called him the man. They don't have any idea who this person is.
Yeah. What was his name? I think Master's real name is Elvis something or other.
Elvis Ford.
Elvis Ford. Yep.
I love everyone's names in this movie.
Yeah.
Savannah, Skyfish, Ironbar, Elvis Ford, Aunty.
Aunty knows that they are going out the front of the caboose. She probably assumes that they're going to be jumping ship, and so she shouts down to Blackfinger to pull the pin in an effort to cut off Savannah and the kids from the engine. It's a good plan. It's just she doesn't know how far along they've gotten in that idea. She just calls for it.
Yeah, she doesn't know how close they are to getting over onto the engine.
Yeah.
But, like, why does he drop, like, why have him drop down and hold the caboose together?
Oh, before we talk about holding the train together, I want to talk about getting the train apart, because this is a very simple mechanism. It's one pin, couple sheets of iron, holding the whole thing together. and Blackfinger pulls that pin just up and out. And I feel like it should be a lot more difficult.
Yeah.
No, you should not be able to do that easily while it's in motion, because it would have pressure on both sides. It would have pressure all the way around it, around a pin like that, from the two holes that it sits in up against it from the train pulling.
Yeah.
So it would be sealed in there tight.
Unless that caboose has an engine that we can't see, all of the force of the engine pulling on that caboose is focused on that tiny little pin. And I mean, steel and iron, they have really high shearing capacities. It's not like the whole thing would just get cut from the holes that it's stuck through. But there's no way, unless Blackfinger is secretly Hulk powered or something like that. Maybe the Blackfinger got blasted with gamma radiation, and even though he doesn't get big and green, he still has super strength.
Well, then he shouldn't have been so afraid of Max's booby trap.
He hasn't lost his human fear response.
Yeah. Plus, you could be super strong and not invulnerable. Think of Jessica Jones in the Netflix show. She's
That's
super
true.
strong, but she's not bulletproof.
And Luke Cage is bulletproof, but nowhere near as strong as other strong characters in Marvel.
Yeah.
So Iron Bar is the Luke Cage and Blackfinger is the Jessica Jones.
Yes.
Complete with romance.
I guess that would make the Collector the Blob. Oh, that's not nice, Rick. He's an old man. Anyway, Norman, as you mentioned, Aunty rounds the corner of the caboose, sees just how far along these kids are in their escape, and then shouts down to Blackfinger to hold it, hold it, hold it, which prompts Blackfinger to reach out with his entire body and grab onto these very conveniently located handles on the end of the engine.
They're like bike handlebars.
Yeah, they're specifically engineered, from the looks of it, to be held onto.
But why?
And then I don't know where he hooks his feet, but
Is this a regular occurrence?
there's got to be some sort of explanation for it.
Okay, not that this is plausible, but this is what I am imagining in my head. Is that when the train piece, car, is not being powered by anything and it needs to be moved around.
They push it like a shopping cart.
Yes. Which is not plausible, but that's what I'm imagining.
Yeah.
Maybe there's another set of handlebars at the base of the caboose that he's got his feet hooked on.
I certainly hope so, because unless he's got something to hook his feet on the other side, he'd just get pulled off the caboose.
No, man, he's got some real strong thighs. He's just got him clenched around that.
Yeah, that guy never skips leg day.
Never.
This is essentially the opposite of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, when they're in that room with the lowering ceiling, and he's like, one thing's for sure, we're going to be a lot shorter. This instance, Blackfinger's going to be a lot taller.
Yeah.
Once this is over, because there is nothing holding that caboose onto the train except for him. Hey everyone, it's Rick in the editing booth. So, funny thing about what I just said, I actually got a few different Harrison Ford roles mixed up. It wasn't Indiana Jones in the descending ceiling with spikes room in Temple of Doom that I was thinking of. It was Han Solo in the original Star Wars movie, and he was in the trash compactor. And he wasn't saying anything about getting shorter, he was yelling about how they were going to be a lot thinner. So, disregard what I just said. Imagine that I said the right thing talking about Star Wars and not Indiana Jones. I guess when you're Harrison Ford and you're that prolific of an actor, the roles just blend together. I guess you should be happy I didn't say something about Hunt for Red October or something like that. Anyway, back to the show.
And this would not work. I don't care. If there are handles,
is too heavy.
You would be torn in half or let go.
That's what I'm saying, that he should be torn in half. Even if miraculously on either end he could hang on, wouldn't he be torn in half?
Yeah, like this is how they used to execute people with horses in medieval times.
Essentially, he'd be quartered.
Yeah.
He'd be drawn and quartered.
By a train.
Yeah.
That sounds totally reasonable.
Well, not if you're Blackfinger, but...
Hey, he did this voluntarily.
Meanwhile, his buddy was hit by this train
And didn't die.
and didn't die.
Maybe all of Auntie's guards have some kind of supernatural powers.
She's been doing experiments on him. Someone has been performing experiments. Is it Dr. Dealgood? He's got doctor in his name. That means he's bad, right? means he's a mad
We'll just
scientist.
say he's the Doctor Doom equivalent or something like that.
What we don't see is him like casting spells and
Casting.
putting electricity through people just to
He's
see
a
what happens.
scientist and a wizard?
I mean, that's Dr. Doom.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Magic was just another science for Doom to conquer. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what he says about it at some point in the comics.
That sounds like a very Doctor Doom thing to say.
I imagine if Blackfinger was able to relax at all, which he's probably
Never been able to do.
clenching every muscle in his body to keep these things together. But if he was able to relax, he'd get that whole stretching sensation, like in his back.
Oh man, like this guy will never have to go to a chiropractor again.
Yeah, you go to a chiropractor and you have to pay money to have them like stretch out your back.
No
like
man,
this.
he's just discovered the secret. Just like try to hold a train and a train car together at full speed
You know what this reminds
while
me of?
Tina Turner yells at you.
This reminds me of that scene in Muppet Treasure Island where they have the pirates have Gonzo like on the rack, and then they just turn the things, but his arms and legs, because he's a Muppet, he just keeps getting longer.
Yeah. Oh, and he loves it.
Yeah.
He loves it so much.
He loves it. Let's torture the rat.
Oh, what's that? What's the
Poor
rat's name?
Rizzo.
Rizzo? Yeah, poor Rizzo.
Oh, this guy's just a Muppet.
You know, it's funny you should mention that because the actor went on to be a presenter on a children's television education program.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Like Australian Sesame Street without the Muppets.
That's fantastic.
So he was the Muppet.
Perfect.
Now I just want Mad Max, but with Muppets.
Yeah. Like, where's the Muppets version of this?
Muppet.
Kermit gets to be Max.
Miss Piggy gets to be Auntie.
Fozzie is Master Blaster.
Oh, you wouldn't want Honeydew and Beaker as Master and Blaster?
Oh, that's true.
Or
That's
Gonzo and Rizzo.
Bunsen Honeydew up in the little backpack. He's like, excellent work, Blaster. And Blaster was like,
With attitude.
like Kermit knocks off his helmet and Beaker does that thing where he like shrinks down into his collar and starts shaking
That just
a
means
little bit.
no. That
Kermit doesn't
makes
smash
Fozzie
his
the
face in.
humongous.
Oh.
Just making bad jokes every time he steps into frame.
Oh my gosh.
Just waka waka.
Just
away.
waka
And there will
away.
be an end to the horror.
Just walk away.
Oh my god.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
It really is.
So great.
Wearing the same outfit, the same chainmail
Oh, absolutely.
get up. I wouldn't
feel-
be surprised if she has actually worn something like that in like a sketch or a bit somewhere along the way.
I'd feel bad for the puppeteer in that situation.
Really heavy.
This chainmail outfit was not light to begin with.
Oh, the hair.
So now that we're talking about Aunty again, she finally gets around the edge of the caboose to the little platform porch thing. And just as Savannah is about to get Master from the caboose to the engine, Aunty grabs onto his leg. And, oh, poor guy. Master spent all of this time packing that little bag of his, and he drops it. From Aunty finally getting her hands on Master, we cut back to Max in the cowhide car, and he is rushing to catch up with the train. And then he does a move that is just so cool. He blocks the accelerator, I'm assuming, leaps out of the driver's seat, runs along the front of the car, and then leaps onto the caboose.
And he makes it look so effortless.
He does. You think he blocks down the accelerator?
Well, either that or he runs fast enough that the car can coast from him jumping out of the seat.
That's kind of what I thought he did. Because he does it so fast and smooth, I just assumed he just went for it.
Yeah, this is total Legolas type move here.
Right?
Yeah, it really
Just
is.
elf physics.
Yeah, because as soon as you stood up to take a step like that, the physics would deny you.
Nobody denies Mad Max.
You know, I shouldn't be surprised that he has elf-like reflexes, considering that he said early in the movie that he is a fairy princess.
Haha.
So it makes sense that fairy royalty would have elf-like physical abilities.
Yeah. That's reasonable.
Just, that old school fae magic.
Yeah.
That he can do what he wants. He's a fairy princess.
Oh.
I wish you would have said that to Furiosa.
I'm a fairy princess.
Who are you? I'm a fairy princess.
Be like, what's your name? I'm a fairy princess.
I just want to hear Tom Hardy say it.
I just want an alternative universe where instead of going to Bree, the hobbits go to Bartertown and they sit down in the corner of the Atomic Cafe and they see Max in the corner.
Instead of Strider, it's Max.
Yep.
Max is going to get them to Rivendell.
And they're going to get there faster because he's just going to drive them there.
Yep.
But then the Nazgul have cars.
The Nazgul also have cars.
They get cars in Bartertown. They show up to try to get him at a hotel in Bartertown.
Oh my god.
They enlist the help of the Humongous. And they're just trying to chase down these hobbits and Max.
So I'm pretty sure the Nazgul would totally have motorcycles.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
They
Yeah.
seem like motorcycle types.
One of them has a gyrocopter. They have to. Wraiths on wings.
Oh.
No, that's the second one.
Oh, yeah, they come back on gyrocopters.
Can you imagine the Nazgul instead of the flowing robes? Like, they still have the hood that covers their face, but from, like, the neck down, it's motorcycle leathers. Black, of course.
That would be amazing. That would be so badass.
It's like just the leather X and the leather Speedo, but then like big heavy metal boots and the Nazgul gauntlets and the hood.
God. I was picturing more like a vest and like pants.
No.
Not like a
Like
leather
actual
Speedo.
leathers. But no. We're talking
Like the
cups and
Humongous.
straps.
just like the Humongous. They're just like, this guy's got a good sense
See-
of style.
Well, that wouldn't work because the Nazgul are, like, pasty, deathly white, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
No,
They'd
that'd be horrifying.
They'd be creeping everybody out.
The beacons are lit.
Yeah. They just need to space themselves appropriately. If you look at them in the sun, it blinds you.
It's part of their power.
Oh, that would be so
Yeah.
great.
But like, are they like? That's what they look like in the vision through the ring. But like under the robes, I imagine they're just a massive shadow.
Yeah, they're just corpses though.
I don't even think they have real bodies.
Oh, I see.
As you know, my evidence for that would be the way the Witch King dies.
So it's just ghosts riding motorcycles.
It's just they're just shadows wearing the like bondage leather like the Humongous,
Oh.
but with their same like boots and Nazgul gauntlets and hoods.
Oh my.
So they're on their motorcycles chasing Max, and he's got the Interceptor, and the hobbits are all in the car, and then Virginia Hay, as the warrior woman, comes in as like Arwen, like takes Frodo on her car buggy thing and outruns
Motorcycle
them.
with a sidecar.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
With the bubble cover.
Yeah, we'll make it the red one from the first movie.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
boom, cut it, print it. Someone edit me a trailer.
Well, see, now we have to download After Effects, try and get that working.
Oh man.
You just you have them all sit down in Bree, and then there's a close up of just Max's eyes somewhere in one of these movies.
Oh, yeah.
There's gotta be. And you just do that instead of the Strider over the pipe thing.
Oh my god.
In the first
Make
movie,
this
there's a
work.
close-up of his eyes in the rearview mirror.
There you go.
Perfect.
We could have them get to Rivendell, and Max is like, "You
Man.
have my shotgun, so long as I have ammo."
Which I never will.
Man.
But I'm not going to tell you that.
Like we were just talking about like the Muppets, and the way that Master gets lifted up and then lifted out of frame
Oh my god.
looks like something from the Muppet Show.
Absolutely.
Because it's not natural at all. It looks like they just hoisted a puppet.
Max goes from the back of the caboose, climbs up to the top, runs across the top of the caboose, and then as Aunty has Blaster in her arms, she has him. Finally, Aunty tells Blackfinger to let go. Blackfinger, I swear, it's not in the subtitles, but I swear Blackfinger says thank you as he's letting go. And Auntie Entity says, I've got you now. It's all right. We're going home. Master loses his hat, and then Max plucks Master out of Auntie's arms, reaches down, grabs him around the collar, and just lifts him straight up.
It looks like she's got him by the belt, and like she picks him up like a trophy. And then Max just reaches down and grabs him.
Oh my god.
And he's just hoisted out of frame like a puppet. And then it cuts to Max, and he's like very clearly holding a doll.
I really hope that's a doll.
Oh, yes. I would really, really hope so.
It looks like a doll.
Angelo Rosito was super old. I do not want to imagine him being tucked under an arm and then carried like a football as Max jumps from the caboose to the engine.
That is very clearly like a Cabbage Patch Kid in a gray tweed suit.
When I was getting ready to have you guys on, one of the attractive elements of this chunk of minutes was the fact that this is the closest we get to dwarf tossing in the Mad Max series.
They're playing dwarf ball.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there is a very, very similar shot in Fellowship where Gimli launches himself across the chasm and
then he gets
someone
caught by the
throws him.
beard.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then in Helm's Deep, he says, "It's too far, you'll have to toss me."
Right.
Just don't tell the elf.
Don't tell the elf. I would never. Like, Aragorn is like so happy to be doing this.
But oh, poor
Master.
You know, I keep saying poor Master. I'm not totally sympathetic to him because I still remember everything that he did to Blaster. But just as far as like human dignity is concerned, Angela Rosito has had to go through a lot filming this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's very clearly like a doll, though. Like, there's no way. And then I love Auntie's body language as the caboose just slows to a stop and the train speeds up. It's like, you have got to be kidding me.
It's reminiscent of like the old Inspector Gadget things where Claw was like, "I'll get you next time, Gadget."
Yeah.
Auntie's like, "No, foiled again."
Right? Like, I expect her to be like clutching her fist and shaking it at the sky.
Now, obviously, anytime Tina Turner's on screen, we're always looking at Tina Turner. But if you look down to the bottom of the caboose, Blackfinger is there, and he's flailing his arms.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, like he's trying to get the handles back.
It's like, it's too late, buddy. You're done.
Well, I think that he is trying to keep his balance so that he doesn't fall off onto the tracks and then immediately get run over by the caboose.
No, he thinks if he paddles his arms hard enough, he can get the caboose going quicker. Trying to swim through the air.
I mean, yeah, he's superhumanly strong.
Right? Like, that's something Superman could do, right? Just like paddle his arms fast enough to like
Superman
propel
can do
something.
whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah.
And then like everything is fine. Everything's fine. And then that kabuki mask pokes in the frame.
I don't understand why Iron Bar goes straight to the back of the engine. He's clinging to the cowcatcher and then decides to completely skip the cab where an injured pig killer and 2 children are sitting. And instead he climbs to the back of the engine in order to grab at Master.
Maybe he was starting to climb up and saw that Max had gotten to the top of this thing and was just like, oh no, I'm gonna go kill him.
Iron Bar is such a dog chasing a car.
He just doesn't know.
He's going after Master, but he really doesn't know what he's gonna do once he gets there.
I'm gonna stab it with a harpoon. And then, I don't know. I'm gonna climb on it.
Step 2, question mark. Step 3, profit.
Profit.
I just can't help but think that all Iron Bar had to do was get into the cab of the train and hit the brake.
Yeah, it stopped the train.
Yeah.
Right? Like, what are these 2 kids and a man stuck to the door gonna do?
A whole lot of nothing, I assume.
He's just gonna, like, throw the kids out of the train.
Imagine if he had tried to get into the cab and he had opened the door and either it would have pulled Pig Killer out and dumped him on the ground,
Or he's hanging there.
or it would have just ripped that arrow back through his leg.
Oh, God.
No, he's just hanging there on the door.
Oh, no.
Like, upside down.
That is
By
so
his
worse
leg.
than anything else.
Just, like, still not screaming, still just looking at it like, oh God, why?
Just staring at it. I know this is a bad situation, but I'm not exactly sure how to react to it. George, I need direction.
I still can't believe that there's not, like, a scream there.
Yeah.
Just harpoon and door.
Harpoon through leg.
Guy looks down,
Oh, look at that.
cut to harpoon and leg. Cut back to guy, like, okay.
Cut away to an office-style confessional cam, and he's like, honestly, I didn't really wake up that morning thinking I'd get impaled. It's just, days can be fun.
You know, I hadn't had my coffee yet, so I really just couldn't react to that appropriately. But I really wasn't ready for what was going to happen next.
I'm really looking forward to next Wednesday because that's when the whole harpoon situation is resolved. And it's a light, funny little moment. Really enjoy it.
This kabuki mask is unharmed.
That is very suspicious. It really is.
Something's wrong.
With a capital W.
Yeah.
W-O-R-N-G,
Capital W-R-O-N-G. All 5 letters. Bold.
What's that saying? Something's wrong in the state of Texas?
Something's rotten in the state of Denmark.
Okay. Well, that was so wrong.
Something is amiss in the state of Delaware.
Is that from...
It's from Hamlet.
Which Mel Gibson was Hamlet, right?
Yes, he was.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Have you not seen that?
No.
Oh my God.
Have I?
I prefer the Kenneth Branagh version.
I don't want to. Hamlet's my favorite.
Is the Mel Gibson Hamlet? Who else is in that? I haven't seen that in a long time. Isn't Angelina Jolie in that?
What?
Well, I don't want to say that because it's Mel Gibson as Hamlet, Glenn Close as Gertrude,
Glenn Close.
Alan Bates is Claudius, Paul Schofield is King Hamlet, dead King Hamlet.
Oh my gosh.
We got Ian Holm as Polonius.
Okay, now we gotta. Because it's the Mad Max and Lord of the Rings crossover Hamlet.
Right?
Helena Bonham Carter is Ophelia. So there's your Harry Potter. You could make it a whole dueling genre thing.
Oh my God.
Do a review.
Stephen Delane is Horatio, who he may not sound familiar, but he played Stannis in Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Who's Rosencrantz and Guildenstern?
I'm mildly curious now.
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are played by Michael Maloney and Sean Murray.
Don't know who that is.
Yeah, it's Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
Yeah.
But if you're going to watch a version of Hamlet, definitely go with the Kenneth Branagh version.
My go-to version of Hamlet is the David Tennant version with Patrick Stewart as Claudius, because it is so good.
It's hard to compete with Patrick Stewart.
Right?
And David Tennant, for that matter. I mean, he's pretty
Patrick
amazing,
Stewart
too.
could play every character in Hamlet.
And he should.
Yeah, the Branagh version is obviously Branagh plays Hamlet, Derek Jacobi is Claudius,
Ooh,
Julie
that's good
Christie
too.
is Gertrude, Richard Briers as Polonius, Kate Winslet is Ophelia in that one.
Okay.
Michael Maloney is Laertes in that one. Nicholas Farrell as Horatio. Rufus Sewell as Fortinbras. And then the supporting characters is where it gets really interesting because Robin Williams is Osric.
What?
Gerard Depardieu is Reynaldo. Jack Lemmon is Marcellus. Brian Blessed as the ghost of Hamlet's father.
All right. We're watching this right now.
Okay,
Pause recording. We're watching this.
the first gravedigger is played by Billy frickin' Crystal.
Oh my gosh. The funniest gravedigger that ever was.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
Who are Rosencrantz and Guildenstern in that one?
Why are you so obsessed with
I just want to know because, hey man.
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are played by Timothy Spall and Rhys Dinsdale.
Timothy Spall?
Yeah, that's Wormtail.
Wormtail.
Yeah, I know.
That's amazing.
Yep.
So there's another connection to Harry Potter.
Judi Dench plays Hecuba in the little player,
Oh,
in the
yeah.
little play
The
thing.
little play. Yeah.
The flashback during the Player King speech.
That's amazing.
The Player
Nice.
King is played by Charlton Heston.
It's like Kenneth Branagh called in every favor he ever had.
Yeah.
It's like a Billy Crystal. Hey man,
You want to be in Hamlet?
don't mean Hamlet.
Okay. The Player Queen opposite Charlton Heston is Rosemary Harris, aka Aunt May from the Spider-Man movies.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah. And at the very end of Hamlet, when the English ambassador shows up, he's
Yeah.
played by Sir Richard Attenborough.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Cameos forever.
Like, Kenneth Branagh just knows everybody.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
He's Kenneth Branagh.
Now buckle up because it is 242 minutes long. It is complete text version of the play.
The only
242
Shakespeare play.
minutes. I think that is shorter than Return of the King. So I think we'll be good.
Yeah, I think we're fine.
yeah.
There are so
child's
many
play.
versions of Hamlet.
Too many to count.
So many. I'm pretty sure I've seen an adaptation that takes place in a convenience store.
What? Really?
which I could not even begin to tell you
Okay.
about.
Huh.
I just remember like being shown it in like a summer camp for like theater kids.
This is Hamlet Minute with
Hamlet Minute. One thing about the Brana version is that the sets are amazing. It's set not in like old drafty castle. It's like opulent turn of the century mansion style castle.
I gotta
It's
check that out.
awesome. So cool. Here at the end of minute 90, we've just got Iron Bar holding on to Master.
As you do.
He's screaming and wailing as he's holding on to this tiny man. Of course, the children are holding on to Master, not letting him go. It's this little epic game of tug of war.
Yeah, maybe he's indestructible, but he still feels pain, and that's why he screams so much.
Oh, that would explain so much.
That's the worst superpower ever.
Yeah.
Like, it does not physically hurt you, but you still feel it.
Oh my gosh.
Because the mask feeds on pain.
Yeah, that's its power source. Like, you need to feel this pain, or I can't keep you alive, so... You want to try to bypass some rules? Well, this is what you're going to live with.
Oh god.
Oh, that does not sound worth it to me.
No.
You can get hit by a car, and you'll be fine. No scratches, no bruises, no broken bones.
But you will feel everything, and
But
that
it's going
sounds
to
like
feel
the
like you
worst.
have all those broken bones for at least as long as it would take them to naturally heal. Are you ready to make this deal? And Iron Bar's like, but I'll never die? You got yourself a deal, creepy mask.
Oh, I love this headcanon that we've cultivated over this week about Iron
good.
Bar.
And he just calls it creepy mask. He's just like, it like rattles off this name to him, and it's just like, creepy mask. All right.
Oh, man.
I'm not going to say your name. If I say your name, you're going to have power over me, creepy mask.
Right.
You shall have none. I deny you.
Speaking of mystical objects that have power over their wielders, do you guys want to tell everybody about the show that you do?
Yeah, it's like this, but longer. We're on Two Towers right now, and I'm not sure when this episode is dropping, so I'm not sure when in the movie we'll be.
You're still in Two Towers. This drops on November 2nd.
Oh, well, we will be at the end of Two Towers.
We'll be very nearly done
Yes,
by the time listeners hear this.
yes.
You know, some 210 minutes into our movie.
I know, it'll be nice to, I don't know, it must be nice to have a movie that's less than 100 minutes.
So many movies by minutes have started and
Come and
finished
gone, yeah.
before we are done one movie.
And you've still got another one to go.
Yes,
Yeah.
the longest.
Well, definitely go check out Lord of the Rings Minute if you want a series that is long-standing as well as so much more to come. It's a really good listen.
Oh, thank you.
As for us, we are going to be back on Monday. Max is going to leap into action to save Master from Iron Bar's iron grip, kicking him out onto a flimsy hanging pipe, and despite his inhuman ability to hang on to that pipe, Iron Bar is going to find that staying in his position will be a little bit tougher than he probably originally thought, especially once Skyfish starts working at him.
Deals with cursed objects are usually negative in nature.
So come on back on Monday. We'll see you then. The Mad Max Minute podcast is a fan project by Rick and Julia Ingham.
The Mad Max franchise was created by George Miller and Byron Kennedy, is presented by Kennedy Miller Mitchell Productions, and distributed by Warner Brothers.
Mad Max Minute is produced and edited by Rick Ingham. Our opening music is Verdi's Dies Irae by Daniel Batista of danielbatista.com, and our outro music is We Don't Need Another Hero by MilitiaVox of militiavox.com.
Our home on the internet is madmaxminute.com. You can follow us on Twitter at madmaxminute, like us on Facebook by searching for Mad Max Minute, and join our Facebook listener group, Mad Max Minute Beyond Microphone.
If you'd like to support the podcast, visit madmaxminute.com, where you can check out our TeePublic storefront by clicking the store link, join our Patreon by clicking the support link, or make a one-time donation by clicking the donate link.
Thank you for joining us for minute 90 of Beyond Thunderdome. We will see you next time.
Over